What's up, you guys? So today we're talking about something really important. Therapy. And I'm gonna be dispelling some myths around therapy, why I think people should go to therapy, and my 3 major reasons why I think therapy would be the best thing for people. So before anything, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button. I'd really appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me. You know, I'm working really hard to release this content and give this information as much as I possibly can at a timely basis. I'm gonna continue to be consistent, and I just need your guys' support. So getting right into it, let's start off with some of the myths behind therapy. There's these huge myths that if you go to therapy, you're gonna be pushed drugs, your problematic behavior is gonna be excused, and you're gonna be coddled. These things are not true. A therapist and a social worker cannot prescribe drugs to you. Only a nurse practitioner or a psychiatrist. So if you go to a therapy or a social worker, they're gonna recommend possibly putting you on drugs, but they're not going to be the ones to be prescribing it. They're not gonna make that decision. Someone else has to do that. So don't think it's you sit down, you have a conversation, they're pushing pills on you. That's not how it works. Secondly, most are not coddling you. They're trying to create an environment where you can speak. They want a free, open space for you, because people are not gonna talk if you're just shitting on them and shitting on their life and telling them that, you know, everything they're feeling is wrong and they're mad problematic. That's just not how it works. To get people to open up and have real dialogue, you have to be understanding, and you have to be, you know, you have to kind of ease things into conversation. And the final misconception that it removes accountability, that's just not true. Your feelings are validated in therapy. They're supposed to be. What you went through, how you feel, and how it affected you, those things are supposed to be validated. The conversation becomes, it's valid how you feel. Maybe some of the decisions you made were valid, I get it, but was it the right decision for what you were hoping to get out of the situation? Was it the right emotions to have? Or, you know, were you not looking at it this way? That's how therapy works. The validation happens because you don't want to piss off your client, and you don't want to shut them down and have them not talk to you. And also because your feelings are valid. You have those feelings for a reason, and it shouldn't be something that you should be ashamed of or be discouraged about or be ridiculed for. And that's what therapy does. So these are the 3 major reasons why I think everyone should be in therapy. I think everyone would get something out of therapy. The first reason is the person is filled with so much insight. Because if you think about it, you're not their only client. You're not their only story. You're not the only person they're giving advice to. So if I have clients that have similar stories, because so many people have similar stories, and they tried something and it worked, I can tell my other client, hey, I have a client that did this. Obviously, they can't disclose all of the information in the client's name because of confidentiality, but they can tell you, I had a client that tried this and it worked for them. Give it a shot. So it's real world experience and a lot of insight and intelligence and a lot of professionality and a lot of training on these issues. They've done it so many times. So, you know, the likelihood of you being triggered or you being disrespected is very low, and you actually have a higher chance of getting real information, dialogue, and feedback that could actually help your life, because they're essentially a network. They're a network and a connection to an array of individuals who have been through so much in their life, and you can get so much insight and understanding from them. The second reason, and this is a big one, you don't know them. I am tired of hearing people tell me that they're getting therapy from friends or family and getting advice from friends or family. And I had a relationship that had that issue as well. You can't do that, because your friends and family are going to want what's best for you, but their version of that, not what you think is best for you. And your friends or family are not going to work with you collaboratively like a therapist would to figure out, you know, what plan of action would be best for you. What plan of action would get you what you want? What plan of action would be the one you're most comfortable with versus, I think you should do this because I know you and I think this would be best for you. That's how friends and family talk. Therapists talk the other way. And that's the huge difference there, is the autonomy and freedom to decide what your life is going to look like. Speaking to friends and family, you're not going to get that. Speaking to a therapist, that's almost guaranteed you're going to get that, because the first thing they're asking you is, what do you want? How do we get you there? What are we gonna do? What are the strategies we're gonna use? That's the beauty of therapy. It's you. You're in control. You're in the driver's seat. When you're talking to friends and family, it's not like that. You're not in the driver's seat. You're being told what would be best for you. It's super problematic. And also confidentiality. Since you don't know them and they're binded by confidentiality, you can say whatever you want. Talking to a stranger about things you could be embarrassed about is relatively easy versus talking to a friend or a family member who could You could be embarrassed about what you're telling them. You may not tell the whole truth because you're embarrassed, and it might come back to you. They might tell someone else. They might tell a family member out of fear. You don't get that in therapy. The only time a therapist discloses what was spoken about in a session is if it relates to a crime, a violent crime, I believe, and if it relates to your physical health. So if you're gonna like end your life, they have to report that. But everything else is on the table. I could say whatever I want. I could be as honest as I possibly can. And I get the confidentiality, and I get a person who's there for me and there to help me figure out what I want, not what they want, what they think is best for me. So that's the difference between, you know, therapy with an individual you don't know who's binded by confidentiality versus talking to friends and family. You get so many added benefits by talking to a therapist. And then the final reason is you're getting a guide. And this is so huge. All we want in this world is guidance. That is what everyone is seeking, is some form of guidance. That's why people go to church. That's why people meditate. That's why people read books. People want guidance on their life. That is the purpose of therapy, is to create a roadmap for your life so you can have some guidance and some stability and to be grounded in something as you progress further on in life. So if you're searching for guidance, if you're searching for something to, you know, something that can help you move on further in life, I recommend you go to therapy. The therapist is there to create roadmaps, is there to create step-by-step instructions on how to progress in life, create strategies you can use to improve your life. It is literally the guidance you've probably been praying for or reading about or hoping for. You can get that by talking to a complete stranger. So that's everything. Again, there's a lot of misconceptions that aren't true, and then those 3 major reasons are huge. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you reach out to a therapist. If you go at the bottom of this video, in the description bar, you will see that I put a link for something called Zen Care. If you go on Zen Care, you can look up therapists and psychiatrists in your region. Highly recommend you do that. And you just put in your insurance information and you figure out, you know, do they cover your insurance? What type of therapy do they use? There's a bunch of different types of therapy. Really big resource. Really hope you guys look into it, and I really hope you guys get some help. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good one. See ya.